haven't wanted to so far. And they're not going to have a first down here. So Dallas holds. It'll be fourth down and that far to go. Cowboys would have liked to have held much farther into Phoenix territory, but they're going to get the ball back with 3:54 remaining in the first half.
I think the other thing that has to happen here, these two teams have to go after the punter some. He's on vacation back there. He's got all the time in the world with nobody rushing him at all. Somebody's going to put the pressure on one of those kickers.
Might also help on the return as well, as Derrick Shepard has brought a couple back. Camarillo again with lots of time, booming it, and it's caught at the 1 but dropped in the end zone. Marcus Turner was down there, a 47-yard punt. He came very close to downing it at the 1-yard line, but not quite.
Here you see him. Over the shoulder, he really doesn't know where he is. Finally realizes it, tries to maintain balance, but he winds up in it.
He tried to throw that ball down before he went into the end zone.
He knew what he wanted to do, but couldn't get it done.
That's a good effort. Turner's going to stay in the game as Dallas has it first and 10 at the 20. Palmer the lone setback. 3 wideouts. Palmer has it. Picking his way for a 6 to about the 26. Well, yesterday, a couple of big games in college football as Nebraska was all over Iowa State and Colorado rolled on. They beat Oklahoma in Norman. So next week, an even bigger game. Number 4 ranked Nebraska, at least this week ranked. Number 3 ranked Colorado. And they will meet in a game that's shaping up to be a big deciding factor in the Orange Bowl picture next Saturday right here on CBS Sports College Football. 2nd down and 4. Walsh to Palmer, who drops it. And man, have we seen some balls drop today. That's the 3rd pass a Dallas receiver has dropped.
And they're all good passes. They're all good passes right at the number. Look at the defensive right end. Look at the big alley again to throw the ball. Look at the end goes way outside. Look at the passing lane for Walsh. The ball is right in his hands, and he just drops the ball. It's hard to drop a ball when you're looking at the quarterback, and he throws it right at your numbers.
Well, great athletes can do difficult things. So it's 3rd down and 4. Comes Phoenix, picked up, flag, and Walsh throws it away. The blitz was on, and the Cowboys picked it up, but a flag was thrown on the play.
I think it was on the Cowboys. It looked like they moved, even though the Cardinals did not get penetration. But we'll see. No.
Phoenix jumped too early. That is the first penalty of the day against Phoenix. Gene Stallings, who spent so many years here in Dallas, Tom Landry and the former regime.
And we asked him if he felt any differently coming back to Dallas under these circumstances. He said, well, really not. But all of my people are doing it.
Yep. He said it used to be special, but now it's just another ball game on the schedule. 1st and 10 following the penalty. Freddie Joe Nunn with pressure, and Walsh gets it away complete. Steve Folsom, the tight end, down at about the 37.
Folsom now on the left side comes right across inside the linebacker and then breaks back out to the outside and makes the catch. They like him very much. The coaches talked about him yesterday, said that they liked him as a blocker and as a good possession receiver.
He gave Dallas a 2nd down at about 3. Incomplete. Intended for Palmer, and not a very good throw. Jay Taylor diving
surprised at how many bad balls Walsh has thrown here this afternoon when he's had the opportunity to step up and throw the ball without much pressure.
Clock stops with 2:05 remaining in the half. So, barring a penalty, this will be the final play before the 2-minute warning. 3rd down and 2. Dallas at their own 38. Or 39. Nunn coming hard again, and it's tipped and incomplete. It was intended for the tight end Jennings. So that will bring up the 2-minute notification. And it is still 2 Phoenix field goals by Al Del Greco that make the difference.
2-minute warning.
Two minutes to go in the first half. Each team with all 3 of their timeouts remaining. And Dallas fixing to punt it away. One reason because Steve Walsh has not had a lot of luck on 3rd down.
Yeah, he's 1 of 7 on 3rd down, and so that tells you quite a story about why they haven't been able to move the ball and have not been very efficient.
So Saxon will kick it away again. He's done an excellent job of that. One of the best in by Sikahema. Back around the 16. A driving low punt. Sikahema at the 25. Hammered at the 30-yard line by Bill Bates. Only a 36-yard punt, a 5-yard return, and Bates has been doing it for the Cowboys a long time on special teams.
And the key here is Sikahema usually will take off and run. Look at him hesitate a little bit. Look, trying to decide where to go, and while he's making that decision, he gets bombed by Bates, number 40.
He ear-holed him right there. Nobody enjoys playing on special teams more than Billy Bates. 1:51 to go in the 2nd quarter. 1st and 10, Cardinals. Hogaboom with protection and completes it to Rob Awalt, the tight end. Jack Del Rio bumping him out of bounds at 35, stopping the clock at 1:46 to go in the half.
See one thing, both quarterbacks are really exercising excellent patience so far in this game. It's really been a taffy pull so far.
What few chances they've taken to throw the ball downfield have been incomplete. Nobody's really completed a long one. 2nd down. Farrell gains about 3 is all. Again, Jack Del Rio on the tackle. Clock continues to run now. 1.5 minutes to go in the first half. Phoenix will go down the huddle on 3rd down. 2. Hogaboom all day dumps it off incomplete. J.T. Smith over the middle, and Hogaboom thought about running it and then threw it, but it was too high.
Yeah, they're rushing 4 people and dropping back 7. And on that particular play, the coverage was excellent.
The story of this game can be told on about 4 legs. The 2 punters and the 2 kickers for each team. Obviously they have 8 legs, but they really only use 4 of them.
Show some hands in there too. There've been a lot of drop balls.
This is true. So Shepard back again as the punters are busy. This is the 10th punt of the day between the 2 teams. And Shepard calls for the fair catch and takes it at the 15. 1:11 to go in the half. A 47-yard punt. Cardinals leading 6-0. And there is a dead ball foul or an illegal man downfield, Dale Hamer says, against the kicking team, Phoenix.
Number 58, the kicking team, illegally downfield. The penalty is refused. First down, Dallas.
That was Eric Hill. Called for going downfield too quickly. Dallas is going to take it at the 16th. Coming up at halftime, Brent Nerve will be along with all the scores and highlights. The NFL Today's halftime report moments away right here on CBS. First and 10 from the 16. 1:11 to go in the half. Incomplete and almost picked off. Bonnie Young almost got it before it hit the turf. There's a flag down in the Phoenix secondary.
Defensive pass interference. First down.
Gene Stallings a little upset with the call.
Well, that moves the ball out to about the 23, and Stallings gives the back judge a keen look. A little fearful.
He's massaging those ears, isn't he?
He'll be massaging a few at halftime, I think, too. First and 10. Walsh steps up and fires and completes it. Out to the 45 or 46 is Derrick Shepard before McDonald and Downs bring him down. And Dallas calls timeout with 55 seconds to go in the half. Phoenix leading 6-0. We'll be right back. Frustration in the first half is somewhat of a microcosm of the frustration of this entire season. Trying to get something on the board before the end of the half. 55 seconds remaining.
And they have to be very careful that they don't make a big mistake and wind up going the other way with the Cardinals getting points before the half.
First and 10 from their own 46. Walsh completes it. Junior Todolatasi out of bounds with a first down at the Phoenix 42. A 13-yard gain. Walsh had been 1 for his last 7, but now has completed the last 2 in a row.
And that's the great thing about young quarterbacks who have skill and ability like Walsh. He might got started slowly, but as the game progresses, he's going to get better, and he's starting to get better and feel more comfortable and showing a lot better throwing ability in the later stages of this second quarter.
Ready, Joe Nunn with pressure, incomplete. Intended for Shepard over the middle, covered by Jay Taylor. A reminder that this is a doubleheader day here on CBS. And coming up next, we'll see Philadelphia at Denver. Randall Cunningham and John Elway will be doing battle.
And I hear there's bad weather there, too. Did you hear that, Steve?
Yeah, not exactly balmy. Philadelphia at Denver. Later today, right here on CBS.
Second and 10 from the Phoenix 42.
Second down and 10, 45 seconds left in the half. Dallas sends everybody into the pattern, complete to Todolatasi inside the 20. It's a 23-yarder and another first down. Dallas stopping the clock with 37 seconds left.
Walsh showing a lot of poise here again. He gets a 4-man rush. Shotgun formation. Here, look at the big alley right up the middle. Look, he steps up into the middle, throws the ball right down where it perfectly thrown. Todolatasi, who makes the catch in the inside, and they get a first down. But a beautiful throw by Walsh. I tell you, he shows a lot of poise back there, doesn't he?
He stepped up very nicely there.
As I mentioned earlier, you know, he doesn't have scrambling ability, but he has good movement in the pocket and has a good feel for pressure and gets rid of the ball in good shape when he has the chance.
Walsh has now completed 9 of 23, which is not a high percentage, but he does have 127 yards passing here in the first half.
Late in the second quarter, Detroit 10, Green Bay 3.
So it's 1st and 10 Dallas with 37 seconds remaining in the half. Dallas with the ball at the Phoenix 19. The Cardinals lead 6-0. Martin in motion. Walsh throwing it up in the end zone for Martin, but overthrows it.
Got a blitz, a double blitz that time, and he saw it coming. The Cardinals squealed it a little bit that time, didn't camouflage it very well. Walsh saw it, and they knew he had to get rid of the ball, and nobody open. He just threw it out of the end zone, incomplete.
The play took only 5 seconds, so 32 seconds remaining on the clock. Jimmy Johnson, who told us on Friday that he needs to get the ball to the wide receivers more than he has been doing so far, has made a concerted effort today to do that. 2nd and 10. Knocked away from Folsom by Anthony Bell.
We talk about coverage, good coverage. Bell had the tight end man for man on the left side. Watch Folsom try to go to the inside. Look at Bell there with him step for step. Knocks the ball right out of his hands right about the time it looked like he was going to settle in the midst.
It also looked like the umpire, actually, Rex Stewart, standing behind the defense, almost took one in the noggin as he ducked under the pad. 29 seconds remaining in the half. 3rd and 10. Out of the hands of Palmer and into the end zone, incomplete. So it will be 4th down and 10 with 23 seconds left in the half.
Palmer's really having a tough time this afternoon trying to catch the ball. That's about 3 or 4 he's had a chance to catch and missed. And that one looked like he hit him in the shoulder pads again and almost bounced up into the bleachers.
Palmer ordinarily shows better hands than that. So Roger Ruzek, who missed not only 1 in this game earlier, but has missed his last 4, will try a 37-yarder. Sometimes
a receiver will miss the ball because he does not get his head around quickly enough to see the ball far out in front.
Well, Ruzek doesn't miss this one, and Jimmy likes it. The Cowboys finally score with 19 seconds left in the half to make it 6-3 Phoenix. The score of the game and the manner in which they have scored, Hank, certainly reflects the futility of each team's offense today.
Yes, and I'm surprised at that, especially with the Cardinals. They have really done a pretty good job offensively against other teams, but they're struggling here this afternoon. For example, they've been averaging about 20 first downs a game and about 100 yards rushing. And they haven't been able, about 237 really passing, but they haven't expressed that kind of a personality here this afternoon from an offensive standpoint.
Dallas did a pretty good job with the 2-minute drill here as they go 65 yards on 8 plays in 1 minute and 52 seconds to get the field goal. Coming up at halftime, moments away, the NFL Today. Brent Nerve will have the halftime report, scores and highlights for you, as well as a little feature on the New York Jets, who aren't exactly a whole lot different than what Dallas and, for that matter, the Cardinals have faced this year with all the Cardinals injuries. Dallas's frustration. By Sikahema, squinting. He has to look right up into the sun. Tony Baker's back there with him. Sikahema didn't see it, and it bounded in the end zone. So the sun probably did come into play. And now Baker and Steve Hendrickson go at it in the end zone a little bit. But no harm and apparently no foul, as there's no flag. So it'll be a touchback brought out to the point. Hendrickson, a rookie from the University of California. That's the kind of spirit you like to see.
We're talking about rushing. Dallas has only rushed for 10 yards here this afternoon.
Well, it appears as if the Cardinals are just going to run it out, as Hogan has a very tight formation and drops to one knee. They had time to run a few plays had they chosen to do that. They're going to go in now and listen to Gene Stallings, I'm sure, and Jimmy Johnson and the Cowboys will not exactly have a lot of good things to talk about either, as neither team has impressed here in the first half, and it is Phoenix 6 and Dallas 3.
kept us motivated. He was the kind of guy that would do anything for you off the field, but on the field he was serious. It's a thrilling experience for me to be able to introduce to you the newest Ring of Honor, Leroy Jordan. And Cowboys Roger Ruzek formally introduced Leroy Jordan. On behalf of every fan that has ever watched, on behalf of every fan, and I'm one of them that has ever watched Leroy Jordan play on this field. On behalf of every man that has ever played beside him. On behalf of every teammate of the Dallas Cowboys, you represent the very best that we want to be and that we might be and that we can be. Leroy showed us to do that out here on this field in Texas Stadium. Leroy, you honor the Ring of Honor. Thank you, Leroy, for being here, and great to have you in the Ring of Honor.
Para la posteridad. Al lado de honor.
Congratulations to Leroy Jordan. It was said by many playing with Leroy Jordan. Their games, because he was one of the great ones. Now he is out.
We're back here at Texas Stadium in Dallas. Steve Zabriskie and Hank Stram with the Cardinals leading the Cowboys 6-3 at halftime. And it is a rather special halftime here at Texas Stadium today. They have the Ring of Honor emblazoned upon the facade of the stadium. Great names from the Cowboys past, those who have been inducted into the Ring of Honor. And today they have added a new name to this list. And it is a rather elite group among Dallas players. Number 55, Leroy Jordan, who played linebacker from 1963 to 1976 and played it very well here in Dallas, is the newest inductee into the Dallas Ring of Honor. And just moments ago, he was introduced to the crowd. The other previous 6 inductees into the Dallas Ring of Honor were there to greet him as his name was unveiled, joining that list of Dallas greats. Leroy Jordan now on the Ring of Honor here in Texas Stadium. CBS Sports coverage of the National Football League will continue from Texas Stadium in Dallas after this message, as well as a word from your local station. What do you want to talk about, Henry? Anything in particular, Henry? Beautiful field of Texas bluebonnets outside Texas Stadium. This is the time of year for them. And inside the stadium, not much has been happening in the first half. 3 field goals are the story of the ball game. 2 of them by Phoenix, so they lead 6-3. And Hank, neither team's been able to generate any consistent offense, and particularly the running game.
Well, I think basically, you know, it looks like both teams are playing with the fear of losing this football game instead of being on the attack and trying to make something happen. The Cardinals came into the game with the anticipation of running the ball an awful lot on 1st and 10. They've done that. They've done it 9 out of 12 times, but I think they have to come out in the second half and throw the ball on 1st and 10 if they're going to do a good job of moving the ball against this kind of spunky Dallas defense.
Walsh has completed 9 of 27 for 126, and here's the yardage difference. Dallas has managed only 10 yards on the ground, but has gotten the majority of their yardage through the air. And Phoenix has been more balanced, but still only a total of 128. Hogaboom's completed only 9 of 16 himself. Phoenix has had the ball a lot more than Dallas, and Dallas is last in the NFL in time of possession. That's continuing to happen.
Well, there's a great illustration of how deceptive time of possession can be. They've had the ball for 18:54, and they only got 6 points. So the important thing is what you do and how productive you are when you have the opportunity, especially when they started off the ball game and had good field position and had to settle for 3 points instead of 14.
And Phoenix, with the lead, will get the ball to start the second half. One nice thing that happened after the induction of Leroy Jordan is that Gene Stallings, who coached here for so many years, made it a point coming out of the dressing room to go over to Leroy and congratulate him right before the start of the half. Stallings, who spent 14 years here in Dallas. Ruzek kicks off. Sikahema and Baker a deep, and Sikahema from the goal line. Hit at the 20 and down at the 21. Bill Bates with the initial hit. So the Cardinals have tried to get something going. They have only, as has Dallas, moved the ball sporadically. And this is where the Cardinals traditionally, Hank, have had problems. Second half of the game.
They remember that too, I'm sure, very vividly, and they're concerned about that coming into this second half.
So Hogaboom, through a struggle, leads him up. Jordan gets a couple. Ken Norton on the stop. And Jordan gets it out to about the 24.
Dallas is really pursuing extremely well, and they have to run some counters. And somewhere along the line, when they have good field position, a reverse would be very appropriate. And also kind of a bootleg pass where they fake one way and throw the ball, especially to the tight ends.
Jordan gained 3, so it's 2nd and 7. Picked up, almost intercepted. Hamel almost got his hands on it after Tony Tolbert reached up and batted it in the air. Dean Hamel was headed for the end zone, but he couldn't hold on to the ball.
Yeah, he was excited about the opportunity maybe to get his hands on the ball and wind up with an interception. There is bounced up into the air. We follow the bouncing ball, and now watch Hamel. Well, he really didn't have as good a shot at making the catch on his shoulder. He needed a baseball glove to make that catch.
So it's third down. On 3rd and 7, the shotgun. 4 wideouts with Smith in motion. Tolbert coming hard. Smith has it. First down. Out of bounds around the 40.
Tolbert came off the ball good that time and provided a good rush, but he's always going to the outside, and the quarterback is just stepping up and throwing a ball. He's got to learn how to make an inside move and get pressure on the quarterback. He hasn't gotten to him yet, but he's doing the same thing all the time.
They just ride him on out there. The quarterback can step up. He has a hard time getting it. A gain of 17, 1st and 10 at the Phoenix 40. Willie Broughton got some grasp. I don't know if he had control, but the whistle blew. Referee Dale Hamer whistling the play dead. You can tell he had grasp.
Yeah, he didn't have control, though. I think that's a bad call. I really do. I think he had a piece of him, but he didn't have control of him. He was able to escape to the outside. Here we see the shot here. And he doesn't feel the pressure from the backside. He gets a shot at it. He doesn't have control of it.
Awful quick whistle. I agree with you, Hank, because the referees have been told to do everything they can to protect the quarterback. 3rd sack. Loss makes it 2nd and 15. Right in between 2 defenders. Randy Shannon with a tackle on Novacek and a gain of 12 yards.
Yeah, the radar hooked up to that one. Throwing right between the 2 players, Hendricks, and whistled it right in there just exactly where it had to be thrown. Here we see him, Novacek coming to the inside. Look at where that ball was thrown. Hendricks has a chance to knock it down, but misses. And Shannon's on the inside, and he doesn't get there either.
Already now the 6th play of the drive. 3rd down and 3. That snap handled and a whistle. Stopping play as flags fly. Illegal procedure against Phoenix. It looked like Lance Smith might have moved. 61. So the penalty moving the ball back as Jimmy Johnson's frustration added to by the penalties. Total of 5 in the game. Ball at the 42. Now 3rd down and 8. Almost intercepted. Manny Hendricks had another chance and couldn't hold on.
Here again, they just had a 4-man rush. 7 people dropping back into the respective zones. And Hendricks, number 45, really had a chance to come up with an interception, playing him inside out. Here it comes. He comes back for the ball. Has a chance. He doesn't make the interception.
So Rich Camarillo is on to punt it to Derrick Shepard. Shepard comes up to the 20 and takes it. Has a blocker. Almost squirted through the hole. And is down at about the 27. A 38-yard punt. A 7-yard return by Shepard. The Cowboys will go on offense, trailing by 3. All righty. Okay. In a game that's shaping up to be a battle for number 2 behind Notre Dame in the college standings, it'll be Nebraska and Colorado going at it next Saturday on CFA College Football right here on CBS, beginning at 2:30 Eastern Time. Cornhuskers and Colorado each winning big games yesterday. Cowboys first possession of the second half, trailing 6-3 at their own 27, first and 10. Palmer to about the 31. Michael Zordich on the tackle.
The thing I can't understand, Steve, is that time the defense was overshifted to the right, which means it was to the offensive left, and they ran right into the strength of the defense. Here, look at the folks there. You got man on the nose, 1, 2, 3, 4. They got 3 people blocking 4, and they hand the ball deep. It's hard to get through there. You got to, unless somebody has a heart attack on defense, you're not going to make much yardage on the play.
Well, he picked up 4, so it's second down and 6. Walsh has time. Incomplete. It was intended for Darrell Johnston, the fullback. Ken Harvey was right on it. If you want to count that as a dropped pass, that would mean that 5 have been dropped by Dallas receivers today.
And sometimes you really don't realize how important and what a big difference those drop passes could make.
Come on, David, get after him, get away! Get after him, David!
4 wideouts for Dallas on 3rd down and 6. 5 defensive backs, 6 defensive backs in the game for Phoenix. Walsh over the middle behind Shepard, incomplete. And he might have had a chance for some big yardage because Tim McDonald fell down.
We see this behind the offense now. Shepard coming across the middle. Number 87, good protection. Throws it in the alley again. Throws it behind Shepard. And that's a very, very difficult pass to catch when it's behind you, when you're going across the field in full stride and trying to reach back and make a catch. That's a tough one.
The punters are getting more TV time than anybody else. And Mike Saxon hangs it high. Sikahima with a fair catch at the 30. And that's where Phoenix will start after a 39-yard punt. 11:19 to go in the 3rd. It's still the Cardinals leading 6-3.
Flag on the play.
There's a penalty flag down around midfield. And a rather lengthy conference. Here's the referee, Dale Hamer. Maybe more than one penalty the way he's been talking to everybody.
Holding number 53 on the receiving team. Post-possession foul, 10-yard penalty, first down, timeout.
So Garth Jacks called for holding, and we'll be back in just a minute. Did you hear me about the injury report on Tutall? All right. Might back. Let's check that talk back. With about 11 minutes remaining in the third quarter, and field goals have been the story. Phoenix leading 6-3. Roger Ruzek missed one and made one. Del Greco made two, and Tony Jordan bangs out across the 25. Garth Jackson, his Darth Vader mask there, was called for holding on the play. He gave the Cowboys, Hank, a little bulletin board material this week.
Yeah, he said something about maybe he'd like to see it 55-0 after the first quarter. It's amazing to me how these players, you know, who are professional players and been around for a long time, continually say things that are going to be very appropriate to put on the opposition on the bulletin board. It gets them in trouble, but they keep talking.
Throw that gasoline on the fire.
Take away the birdseed.
Well, it might have inspired the Dallas defense a little bit. They're coming. They miss him, and Jordan picks up a few yards out to the 31. He's about a yard short of the first down, however. Bogaboom got the brunt of it.
Look at the blitz right up the middle now. Here they're getting set, trying to anticipate the count and the cadence. And here he is. Norton, number 51, gets through. They has a chance to make the tackle, but missed him. Ran right by him. But the right defense against the right call. But there again is great illustration of what the lack of execution can do.
Well, a spot of the ball makes it very close to a first down, but it still appears to be inches short. Dale Neighbor signals. So, it'll be third down and not a whole lot to go. Dallas now up to 14 whole yards rushing. Phoenix well under 100 here in the third quarter. The running game has yet to show up. Just to some degree, Hank, the offenses have yet to show up.
Yeah, they're still in the locker room, looking at the game plan.
Farrell. Dallas doesn't think he made it, but the officials say yes, he did. Hard to stop a 250-pounder from making an inch.
You know, the thing about that offensive formation, it was a double wing, meaning they had two people outside of the tight ends. Everybody was inside. Had they tossed the ball outside, he might have still been running, but it's easy to see things up in the press box.
From the 32 now, first and 10.
See if they throw the ball here on first and 10. They've got to do that pretty soon.
Nope. Jordan to about the 36. Ray Horton, the free safety, makes the stop.
You would think as much as they're running the ball, especially on first down, as we indicated, that a play-action pass on first down would be very appropriate.
And especially since they haven't had a great deal of success running. Jordan's carried 9 times for 40 yards. Second down. J.T. Smith, first down, out to the Phoenix 46. Jack Del Rio makes the stop.
Converged on by the Dallas linebackers. Del Rio.
Okay, we see J.T. Smith now, 84 going in motion. Now he goes up the field, goes underneath, wide open. Del Rio finally comes in and helps make the tackle, but a good move, and that's something that J.T. Smith does as good as anybody in the league.
They may have changed the cast mechanism, or whatever you want to call it, that JT's wearing on that left hand. He hasn't had a problem with it since he complained about it. Bogaboom has time. Tony Baker down to the Dallas 44. A little bit short of another first down. It's Ken Norton who makes the tackle.
And that's a good play action pass because the receiver's going down on the outside, but the fullback, the halfback they're faking to goes right down the middle with the linebackers escaping to their respective hook areas. He delays, he hides, waits for the linebackers to get deep, and then he jumps right in the middle area, right in the middle of the star almost, and picks up almost enough yardage for the first down.
2nd down and 1. Flags fly on the snap. It looked like the tight end Rob Awald may have jumped too soon. It is motion against Phoenix. I'll tell you, Hank, they do have conferences, don't they?
Yes, they do. They want to make sure when they make a call, it's right, and everybody is in agreement.
Now they're going to mark it off. They have more meetings than a giant corporation.
Well, I think sometimes fans don't realize that after every game, the officials are scrutinized very carefully. They're graded on every play of the game, and so they all want to get good marks so they get a shot at a playoff game at the conclusion of the season.
That's the 5th penalty on Phoenix. 2nd down and 6. Play action. Bogaboon incomplete, intended for J.T. Smith. The coverage by Robert Williams. And it'll be 3rd down and 6.
3rd down, still 6.
Williams now number 23. He's going to the inside. Look at this. So you ought to be able to run outside of him, you see, but he didn't run him off deep enough, and it was right there to make the play as J.T. Smith came back for the ball. But usually when a defensive back turns those knees to the inside and you're running back deep enough, you ought to be able to make the play on the outside.
Sikahema, McConkey, and Novacek are all in on offense for Phoenix on 3rd and 6. 6 DBs for Dallas. Too tall with pressure, complete to Sikahema, and Sikahema bangs inside the 40. A gain of 12 and a Phoenix first down.
And the key again, no rush. And of course the Cowboys came into this game with only 8 sacks, which is the fewest in the National Football League for all teams. 4-man rush. Look at that, they're stunning. He's got plenty of time to throw the ball across to Sikahema. He makes the catch and he makes enough yardage for the first down. See if they throw again here on 1st and 10.
Bogaboon going for the end zone. Ernie Jones out of bounds. Incomplete. Everson Walsh had the coverage and a little help from the sideline.
Here's the end of it, and the ball is thrown over the outside shoulder, which kind of takes him outside, and he goes out of bounds. He doesn't have a chance to put both feet in bounds. The ball took him way to the outside.
So it'll be 2nd down and 10. And this will be the 10th play of the drive as Phoenix continues to run numbers off that clock with this possession game.
They haven't run any screens or draws either.
Jordan cuts it up and gets caught from behind by Jim Jeffcoat. Very short game. As Jeffcoat came all the way from the other side to haul him down. It'll be 3rd down and 10. The ball still at the 37.
One thing that's very important for the quarterback here is to make sure he looks at that 30-second clock to make sure he gets a pre-read. The longer he waits, the more a chance he has of seeing what the defense is going to do. They like to snap the ball with about 4 seconds left.
And they get it down to 1 second left and just do get it off. In and out of the hands of Ernie Jones, and maybe Williams got a hand on it.
Had it been thrown just a little bit longer, Steve, it might have been a touchdown. And here again, what he's doing, he's taking as much time as he possibly can to be able to pre-read the defense and go to the one-for-one coverage. That time he spotted it. Williams covering man for man, but he didn't get the ball up on top quite far enough, and as a result, Williams was able to get a piece of the ball and it falls incomplete.
So it's 4th down, and Indiana Jones comes off. And Derrick Shepard drops back for yet another Rich Camarillo punt. Phoenix ran a lot of time off the clock, but they don't have a chance to score. Camarillo hangs it up there a mile high. Caught by Michael Zordich inside the 5. A 33-yard punt. Dallas will have the start of their own 3.
Yeah, that was a great pick. Great shot, guys. Good picture. Nice going.
Right? Well, don't worry about that. All right. Time burn.
Now, who's going to talk about this? Steve?
When the Dallas Cowboys traded Herschel Walker to Minnesota, they got a lot of draft picks. And Hank, there's been some confusion that people feel that many of these are conditional. Jimmy Johnson set us straight on that on Friday.
Yeah, he said definitely it was not conditional, and it was not a player trade. It was a draft choice trade. And as a result, what we see here, 3 number 1s, 3 number 2s, 1 3, and 1 6, that's definitive. That's definite. That's exactly what they'll get, and they might get more if they trade some of the players that they now have on that list of 4.
1st and 10 from the 3 is Palmer. Is to the 4 or 5 is all, and takes exception to the hit put on him by Eric Hill. But things are controlled.
We're talking about that trade. A lot of people